as an ex-student of this institute, I am very sure of one thing. That is, the training given in this institute is of an excellent nature.
Before coming to this place, my knowledge in filmmaking was absolutely negligible. And after these 3 years stay in the institute, at least I know now what filmmaking is, what are its limitations.
You see, sometimes some students become so difficult and they show very, very irresponsible attitude towards classes, even practicals.
Well, making films in the institute is heartbreaking because of, because of limitations on film officialdom.
I think it is true that material circumstances that the students face here, particularly the students from direction course, compel them to do away with most of their principles and what they believe in and follow a line of compromise.
For the present, I would like to make realistic films, truthful films.
Well, there is certainly far more than a ray of hope.
Rays of hope for the alternative Indian cinema or the new Indian cinema emanate from the Film and Television Institute of India at Pune. Future trendsetters and trailblazers are busy studying and learning the art and science of filmmaking to acquire new creative ideas and new techniques which will equip them with the knowledge and skill to experiment and depart from the normal. These are the filmmakers who will carry forward the new wave and raise the technical, artistic and aesthetic standards of the Indian film. Already the alumni of the Institute have won not only public acclaim but prestigious distinctions at several national and international forums. Today, the cinema is the medium of the director, but to bring his ideas, his creative powers and his genius to fruition, he needs an able assistant and expert technicians like the cameraman, the sound recordist and the editor. The film medium is developing so fast that it is very difficult to keep pace with it. Therefore, it is a challenge to teach.
A good collection of films from France, all of them directed by the famous French film director, Bresson. And as students of the direction course, you will find that these films subject themselves for very good and clear analysis.
The courses here are designed to turn out fully equipped professional craftsmen in the various branches of filmmaking. Apart from teaching them the crafts, the students are helped to understand the philosophy behind them. They are taught to discriminate, to analyze what is good and what is bad in their own fields. They are encouraged to have their own point of view, to chart out their own course. The students are exposed greatly to foreign cinema influences, but due emphasis is given to the learning of the norms and practices of filmmaking in India. The objective is that they may strive to make better films, which will take the medium forward in this country.
But just the personal feeling after seeing some few first films in Bombay. They are fairy tales, they are out of reality, and they are too dreamy.
Comments by a Czech film delegation.
You see, my students are very, very individualistic, and they develop this quality when we expose them to various kind of good film.
Twaddle, rubbish and gossip. That's all what people want. It relieves them of action. At present, I'm experiencing expressions of it.
It has been my unhappy experience that the student directors do not attach much importance to the writing of scripts before they launch the shooting of their films.
I think the whole approach to filmmaking here, it's drastic revision.
They should be positively and practically made to work more on themselves for their own development and growth.
As an ex-student and a teacher, I have a feeling that the students need a more thorough grounding in the other allied art forms.
I think there is every indication that the young film directors who have left the institute should be encouraged and their number increased, because they have an invaluable chance of doing good work in the film institute.
Lack of coordination, enthusiasm and initiative both in the staff and students, resulting in a climate of hostility which is so disastrous for inspiration, which is so vital again for filmmaking.
Firstly, students have to enlarge their experience of film culture by seeing great films from all countries of the world, films of all genres, made at all levels of audiences and with various modes of expression in them.
Mr. Jagat Murari.
Students of cinema must see the best cinema of the entire world. But at the same time, they must not lose their roots in the culture of our own country, in the contemporary life, socio-economic and political life of our own country. And while they should certainly assimilate the very best in the cinema of the world, they should make films which arise out of our own context and out of our own situation. While our students should definitely have the exposure to the best cinema of the world, they should refuse to be swept off their feet.
I would like to make completely artistic films. The major problem which I am facing is to get a financer.
At present, I am making a film which will become a commercial product only after it is made. But one thing is sure, it is not a personal cinema.
The Film Finance Corporation, I think, is playing a very important role in bringing out new talent for the building up of what is known as new cinema in the country. So as such, FFC is quite indispensable.
But I still feel that more than talent, what we require is character. And I think that whenever a significant movement in cinema has come about anywhere in the world, it has come about mainly because of people with certain belief and character. Of course, they had talent, but I think character is really, really important.
Well, I am one of the directors working for Films Division. People often ask me why I chose to serve the government. Well, I feel some people work better under conditions of security, and I feel I am one of them.
Well, I have been in the Children's Film Society for nearly a year and a half now. And during this time, I've been one of the directors for our 11-reel feature film known as Bharat Darshan, as well as I've made a number of short films, about 5 black and white and 1 color.
I'm here at the television center, serving as a producer. It gives me 90% of job satisfaction, because here I am my own arbiter, and I've got no problems of interference, and then I don't have to make compromises. Of course, there are bureaucratic hurdles, but then there are no commercial hazards.
The difficulties that I face after coming out of the institute are to convince a producer, a person who's going to back you, that the project you're involved in is worthwhile to make a film of. And then to convince him that the project that he has in mind is not worth making a film of.
In fact, a lot has been done towards new directions in Indian cinema. But what has been going wrong on the whole, I think, is that there's not enough attention paid to the unity of form and content. And to a large degree, I think, the content has remained as feudal as the society in which we work. Or in inspiration, it has remained, very closed, very religious bounded.
The change is bound to come. It's a matter of time only. Actually, you can't blame these people for not having received the students passing out from the institute so warmly in the beginning. Because it was like telling them, look, your time is over. It's our turn now. Which they definitely would not have liked. But I believe within next 10 years, students of this institute are going to take over the industry completely and going to be the masters.